Welcome to OWAD Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Welcome to a new week of discovering not alike this week, because we have been working on characters that share some visual elements throughout. But this week, we're not sharing the same visual elements. Instead, this week, we're going to check out words that sharing the same structure, which is the triplet structure. I call it a triplet, but it's something of the same visual element repeated 3 times, and it always comes in this top 1, bottom 2 structure. It's kind of a triangle shape that's visually stable. Okay, so the opening character of this week is hui. That means plants. And we see this crosses 3 times. We know that Chinese cross doesn't mean crucifixion, doesn't carry any religious meaning. Chinese cross means roping technology that mark a knot on the rope. That's number 10. However, here, if we look further down the path, 2,000 years ago, Xushen Dictionary, it's not a roping thing at all. It looks like the plant that we are so familiar with. Many of Chinese characters that's related to anything plenty that got this visual element in that. And here you can see it's 3 of them. As here, show 3 of them. The difference is we kind of streamlined. Originally, it was this upturning plant, sun-facing, growing up, right? Like a fork. Not exactly fork, like a trident, right? It's 3 things. It's not a weaponry. It's a plant. Leaves reaching up toward the sky, the sun. And that's a natural plant's observation to humans, and Chinese capture that as plants. And instead of doing this, the contemporary Chinese streamlined by flattening the leaves instead of pointing upward. That you have to draw this curve thing. It's not easy to draw. Chinese straighten it by flatlining it. So it looks like a cross. So it's totally the need for efficiency of writing. And you can see this 2 at the bottom connected by 1 horizontal line. So that's like even double improving the efficiency of this 2 tiny little bows. You just 1 horizontal line cross the 2 stalks or staffs of the plant. So last year I talked about woods, and forest. By visualizing, Chinese visualizing with this upward turning thing, that's tree's canopy, and downward turning curve that symbolize the tree roots. So trees, the big tall trees, Chinese capture the root part of it because the trees to stand tall requires a deep-rooted gripping to the earth to stand tall, right? The death of a tree came from this toppling, this gripping nutrition as well as positional gripping. This attachment to the earth was detached. That's the end of a tree life. So to differentiate this deep-rooted woody plants here, without the root part, Chinese visualize another type of plant, which is non-woody plants. And just like Chinese visualize 1 wood or tree, double it horizontally, repeat the same character twice, become wood. That means same kind of tree. I guess picture pine tree, pine forest, all pines, right? And so that's a pine woods versus forest concept. The third one placed on the top that give you the visually like, okay, it's different height. It adds a different dimension. It adds complexity. It implies a biodiversity there. That's not the same type of woods. Here it's a three-dimensional. It's more like a woods ecosystem, an ecosystem, not ecosystem. Okay, so here the plants, non-woody plants that cluster into the three grouping imply this plants diversity there too. So here, this hui as a general term to refer to all variety of plants. And the plants can also grow. I guess different plants grow next to each other, and they may be competing or benefiting, collaborating in its whole dynamic way. So here, instead of two, which Chinese use as a radical to signify its type of plant, here we have three to mean the whole collective concept of non-woody plants. Example, 花卉, we have this bloom, flowers, plus plants. Flowers and plants, simple, easy, straightforward, right? Okay. 奇花异卉, we see 卉 and 花 again in this expression, but Chinese add adjectives to describe what type of flower and plant here. 奇 means odd, it's not usual, it's kind of an outlier, it's not commonly seen. And 异 means they look different, it's not from your local ecosystem, it's somewhere, I guess, imported or somebody brought over, so it looks different. That's 奇 and 异. And in fact, here it's not just 奇 describing flower and 异 describing plant. No, in our concepts, these are interchangeable. And we just create a structure of adjective plus noun to give you a collective view of we are here talking about this rare or odd and probably imported some from faraway place, exotic flowers and plants together. So we can almost view it as 奇异花卉. But Chinese don't separate adjective too far away from the noun. They don't have two adjectives together and two nouns together. Here, they kind of pair in this way, right? So, 奇花异卉, simply say the rare kind of flowers and plants. 奇慧怪草, here, same thing, but a little bit variation. This 异 means odd from foreign land. This 怪 describe your psychological response to that. It's like surprising, like you don't expect to see such kind of, you never would imagine such type of plants exist. It's eye-opening. And they're in today's context, I guess, depends on the context too, because this 怪 can have some value judgment there. It simply is like beyond the norm. You kind of raise your eyebrows to kind of judging the plant, like why it looks so different. Like it's hard to comprehend. It's not your usual expectation of how this plant should look like. So that's the 怪. And here, instead of a 花 and a 卉pairing, which we can just box them as, okay, flowers and plants. Here we have 草. 草, the top here, one horizontal line with two vertical lines. Look familiar, right? It simply is this thing. That means a cluster of the same type of grass together and eventually made it into different grass-related characters. And here, 草 specifically means grass. It actually depicting this seed popping process of how grass reproduce. So this is a grass, no question about that. This is our like non-blooming type. Or I guess non-blooming is not accurate. Probably grasses bloom. They're just so tiny and humble. We don't even regard them as flowers. We regard them as grass, but they probably produce just tiny bits of flowers as well, but they're in somehow humans' world classified as grass. Okay, and the 会 here take the place of flower. This 花 So here, 会 means the blooming type of plants because 草 is strictly non-blooming in the human concept kind of grass. Here, I want to point out this 会 just means a variety of plants, non-woody plants. That's its original meaning. Then depends on who it pairs with. 花卉 would put it as non-woody and non-blooming plants. However, in this expression, 奇慧怪草, when it pairs with grass itself, like a grass, okay, this becomes blooming type of plants. So you can see it can be general, this non-woody plant, and it can be either blooming or non-blooming, depends on who it pairs with. Interesting phenomenon. And here we have 会, this three-dimensional view of this greeneries, this foliage in front of us to describe this three-dimensional and diverse picture we have created by the Chinese character 会. Thank you for your time. See you another day.